that you guys can see. And this is where I started right here, right? Started prison, and one of the most important things is mindset. We gotta remember that these guys, man, their mindset and their belief are whack. And it's because whatever they went through, whatever they're going through, you know, we've had to try to transform their thinking. Because you can put them at a house, you can give them a good job, you can pay them lots of money, but what that does, it exposes everything that's in here. And that's why they revert back and go back to prison, they go back, right? And they go back to the same thing, and you got that revolving door, right? So it's important that you change their mindset, that you change the way they believe and how they make decisions, because every decision that they make is going to cost them. Either it's going to cost them an opportunity to make it in life, or it's going to cost them to revert back to their old ways. And remember, it's so easy to build stability and a foundation and a job and everything, but how many days does it take just to lose all that? One day. You can lose it in one day. You see? And so when people don't value these things and you house them, you know what? There's no change. There's no character development. There's no emotional healing, right?
I just laugh because...
Yeah, go ahead. Please talk to you guys.
You are smarter than every politician we have in this whole country. Because they can't understand that.
Yeah.
You know,
we figured it out.
I understand it.
Yeah.
But that's why housing first doesn't work. You can't take this person who's homeless and wants to change, all of a sudden just throw them in this house and think all of a sudden, man, they're going to go to work tomorrow.
Or they're going to change.
No, this shit ain't going to change. Fix the fucking problems and then you put them in the house.
Yeah, and you're right.
But they don't see that.
They don't see that. And fixing the problem is not sticking them in the house. Fixing the problem is what they believe, their belief system. Remember, what they believe, man, is how they're going to act. So you can spend thousands of dollars in getting probation officers, getting prisons up, and getting the most luxurious, places for the guys. But if you don't get in their brain and break that belief system, there's no wake-up call. There's no awareness. It's got to be that awareness that starts. And that's why we don't have fancy places. I mean, we do want to have them later on, but we've had everything just rough riding because they got to learn how to appreciate these things. They got to learn how to appreciate having a shower, having food on the table, working for their clothes, working for whatever they're working for. They have to make a decision that that's what they need first. Before you even put them in a house, before you even get married. Because these guys right here, whether it's homeless, whether it's drug addicts, whether it's prison, whether it's a police officer, whether it's a lawyer, whoever has issues, right? Because it doesn't have to be a prison, it could be a prison mindset. Those issues can be carried into the home. And when those things carry into the home, right, then the home exposes itself, and then you have problems at home, right? So the mental part has to be fixed first. Then the second is the accountability. Some of us need that accountability. Some of us, like myself, I've been in prison, jail and stuff. I needed someone basically to watch me every day and help me and give me encouragement, motivation. But there's some that really don't. If you've seen there's people that just go to church once a week, they're okay, and they can live a happy family and stuff. There's some of those, right? But there's some that just don't listen, and you wonder why they don't listen, is because they haven't had that awareness. They haven't had that wake-up call. They haven't had something, to say, hey, it's time, or it's your time. And we're not God, so we can't control people. We can't dictate when it's going to be your time. Only the man upstairs knows. We can only help those that are ready and those that want to develop and focus and decide and build a different belief system. And we teach that, we teach them because it's a training. You gotta train these people. And so then comes the home, which has accountability, and then the character, social enrichment, how to have good friends, enrichment, good friends is very important. A lot of people say, well, it's okay, they don't faze me. He can smoke weed or he can drink as long as I don't. Well, if you have a problem, chances are you're going to go back, right? What else? Spiritual growth. A lot of people need that spirituality, whether it's God, whether it's Buddha, whatever it is that you believe. It's just faith, right? You have something, faith in something. Hey, it'll work. Addiction recovery. We have that addiction recovery. And then here, we teach them how to manage these departments. So we've opened up stores. We have our auto body. We have a storage yard. We have our t-shirt printers. And so these are our trades that we build. And the reason we built these trades is because, you remember you went to school, some of you, or like me, and you go to school and they were talking about social studies and you're like, wow, I just really not interested in social studies, right? Well, these guys, they come in here and they're saying, hey, you know, I've always, since I was a kid, I wanted to be a carpenter. Okay, so if they love that, why not nurture that and build on that? And that's what we do. We build on what they're designed, what they love to do, and that's why we build these things that guys have loved, to do. And then, this is where 5% come in, and the 5% is they become entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs is someone that develops their own gifting and purpose and passion in life, and they take it to the next level to go build their own business and move on in life and then help others, right? And so this is our system that we built to help these guys. And so, any questions?
I love it.
This is it.
No, it's all true,
And this will build. Listen to this. This system will stop building institutions and prisons and just institutions that don't work. You know what I mean? This system is proven for results. It's proven. Because why? Because there's teaching, so we just don't only teach, but we train, we do hands-on. Hey, you can't do it? Okay, let's sit down, let's talk about it, what's going
But
on.
you have the belief in them, right?
And you have to have the belief in it.
Sometimes they've never had that.
They've never had somebody believe in that, since they were a kid.
Yeah.
Regardless of, they're old, they could be 40 years old. But you know what, mentally, because of drugs, what are they? 15, 12, and you wonder like, man, he's acts such like a kid. Well, listen, we don't know what he went through. And that's why we pass judgment and we wonder like, why can't he listen? Well, not all of us were fortunate to have the good daddy, the good, mother, the good upbringing or the good school. Now that doesn't give us an excuse, right? But we also teach them not to play victimized, right? Because we can stay in life playing victim and believe that everybody owes it to us because of what happens in our life. Well, sorry, we don't play victimized here, and we teach them how not to play victimized because everybody got struggles, everybody got bills, everybody got to work, everybody got to do the responsibilities to become who they become in life. You know what I mean? Any other questions that I can help her?
Would I be able to take a picture of that?
Absolutely, take a minute to go.
No, there's flyers too.
You have flyers?
Yeah, we got flyers.
Yeah, I got more flyers with it on there too.
Is the picture in there?
Yeah, there's a picture of that.
Yeah, this will be on my own.
Can't believe I've never heard of this book.
How many people do you have using here?
I only have 5 people because remember, I'm not the person that, I want results. I don't want to have 20 people running around and smoking weed, doing drugs, because I've gone there. I've had 12 people in the program, and then we got guys doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and then we don't get results because it messes up for everybody. So I like to have what I call my 5. And my 5, I can spend more time with them. I can see, I can take notes, develop the character traits because they all have character flaws, and I want to focus on those character flaws to build that person in, right?
Assets, build their assets.
Yeah, build their assets and build their life up, you know what I mean? And that's important because once you build those character traits and those flaws that they have, they become that important person that they want to become. And so we help them find their identity and sometimes their purpose and passion. Passion, listen to this, passion is something they can do right now. Let's say they're passionate about doing carpentry, right? And then 5 years from now, they can be passionate about doing cars, So their passion will change, right? But their mission, their purpose in life, will be something that they'll go into destiny, developing for that purpose. This is my purpose right here. This is my destiny. This is what I'm called to do, This is what I wired up. So that's why it's easier for me because I can stay up late nights and look and discover and see what's going on in the world and see what's not working and do it here so that I can take advantage and implement these things into my guys. You know what I mean?
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this program here for 10 years. but I also was in another program in Arizona and in Los Angeles. I worked with the Rampart Police Department, and if some of you guys know, in the '97 when all that stuff was happening with the cartels and the police, well, that was the time I was over there, and basically, I just saw, hey, man, we got police officers there, and it's not nobody's fault, because that's just life is life, and they were dealing drugs and doing stuff, so I ended up moving back out to Arizona, and then I came here. So basically 10 years over there and 10 years here, so I basically got altogether about 20 years of my life I've been doing this on top of doing mine. I
I just
started,
live down the street and I drive by here every day to go to work.
like I said, we don't announce it because we've been building our foundation. Now it's our time to get out there. I started putting YouTube videos, and now I'm gonna start building out and, helping people.
So you're only taking, you
I only
only want people that are completely, feel that they are ready, they're 2 feet in, they're, from I guess what we see in their mindset, ready to.
Well, basically, they don't have to be ready, that's, the word is not, they have to be willing, they have to be coachable, right? They have to be coachable, and they have to be accountable, right? So in other words, they have to take my accountability for whatever I said. Because if they're coachable and they stay accountable to us, then we can work with them. Because there's no use if they don't want to stay accountable and they want to do their own things. And if they're not coachable, because you can't implement, the training and the tools into them.
Right.
They have to be.
No, I totally get this.
Yeah.
I get this. I'm a recovering addict, and right here is the first 3 steps. If you do the 12-step program, right? The open-mindedness, willingness. I can't, you can't, so I think I'll let him,
Right.
right? And be teachable. Yeah, I mean, I totally get this. This is awesome.
The serious thing we've learned here in the time I've been doing this, there's no one answer for everybody.
No.
It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
So what we've tried to do is meet as many people as we can, similar to you. It's how we got started with Opportunity House, to try and have all these different options to try and find what's the right answer for the individuals we come across. So our biggest thing is to know what exactly you're looking for in case we come across that one person up and think, this guy might work with there. Because we don't want to send you a bunch of crap that you can't deal with. We don't want to inundate you, we don't want to waste your time.
Right.
You've got things to deal with, you're willing to help, we see that, but we just want to make sure that we're finding the right person that potentially could work out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the guidance that we need. We don't want
Absolutely.
we don't want to give you crap, but yet we know, some people are just going to fail, but we can't
Yeah.
give up on them. So we still have to try, but we want to make sure that we're
No,
sending
totally.
you the right people. So that's what we need from you if you're willing
Yeah.
to help.
And totally, and basically what you're saying is basically, we're taking in the person that's broken, and, just down and under, basically, and needs just that push back up and that help back up. Unfortunately, because of the COVID and everything, as you know, everything's kind of slowed down. So money-wise, we made it to 10 years, and at 10 years, we're like, okay, now we gotta switch up a little bit. And the reason I say switch up, we gotta start coaching people that have income so that we can help those that don't have income, right? Because if we continue to try to help people that don't have income and we don't have the income, what happens is we can't help anybody because we can't help ourselves and we can't help them, right? And so we're looking for people, again, that maybe have the income, but if they don't have the income, then I'm willing to work out something with you guys to where we can together find out how we can get that income. And what I mean by income is food, clothing for them, their books, et cetera, some of those things. And that's the hard part, you know what I mean? And so,
With that, Donna, it almost seemed like he should be hooked up with someone who's managing Prop 47. Not that it's just all of them get funneled that way, but like with Opportunity House, so when Prop 47 places one of their patients, clients in a bed Opportunity House is $95 a day for housing them. So if we got you hooked up with Prop 47, if they were to take somebody and place them in your program, you would have to write us something, it's a program,
yeah,
they would probably pay you $95 a day to house this individual, try and get it back on track.
absolutely.
And those ones, and Prop 47 residents that I get, they usually come from jail, or I've had some from prison. but are already doing a program in prison or jail. And they're already working with Prop 47, doing programming. And then they contact me and they send me a referral. They say, hey, what do you think about this person? And they give me some information on them. And then I say, well, you know what? Yeah, let's take them. And they come straight to me, right?
Yeah.
And usually, because the way, for our program, we're a shelter, but we're not a shelter. We consider ourselves a mortality program. When you come to us, if you're not Prop 47 and you come up off the street, you have to get a job in 37 days. And where we're located, there should be no reason for you to not get a job. And for us, I always tell them, get the job you need to stay here until you get the job that you want. And that's when we get to start working on careers, school. What do we need to do to get you where, like, you get to go to a job and it's not like a job, like me, I'm blessed. But with both of these jobs I have, right?
Oh, right.
I go to this job every day and I don't wake up and be like, shit, I gotta go to this job, right? I get up and I love going to my job, right?
Yep.
And
You're passionate about it.
Yeah, it's my passion. I get to
Yeah.
work with my people,
Yeah.
right? So for me, that's what we try to do with our residents. But not only that, they have to attend groups in our facility. We do parenting, we do addiction awareness, we do a G class, which is goodness, grief, and guilt, we do anger management, and we have a programs director that is going to be implementing other things that, for us, it's about recovery. It has to be strong, that's where we want to start, and I don't care if it's faith-based, or if it's an AANA, or whatever, right? But we need to have that.
Yeah.
And so then we work, first there's chores, everybody takes a turn cooking for the house, and it's kind of like a family,
Yeah.
right?
Awesome.
And so that's kind of, what we do. Everything you're saying, I was like, yes, right?
Yeah.
Because we get a lot of broken people.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but for me, when they come in, for me to give gifts, because they come in so broken, a lot of times they won't even be able to look up and look in the face, and they're always covered up.
Right.
And then when we start working with them, you get to start seeing that onion peel, and you get to start seeing them starting to believe themselves and doing things that they never thought they could do, right? And having things that they never thought they deserved. And so we work on that, right? We
Right.
work on that passion that they have, that they didn't even know they had.
Right.
Right, and that's kind of what we do. But Prop 47, they pay us that money, but they have to do outside treatment. We have to make sure, if there's any mental health, we get them assessed. And then if they're ready to work, then we, hey, start on a part-time job, just to get you back out there. Because some of them haven't ever had like a real job,
Yeah.
right? And, and so that's just kind of how we work.
No, that's great. Hearing that, the passion, hearing the kind of the procedure and the structure that you have there. The key is at the end of the day, you have to, put yourself in the state of mind of, is this really helping them? Am I seeing the results? Because that's when you know that it makes it worth it for you.
Right.
Me, when I took on this, I had to see, is this really what I want to do? Is this really my passion? Am I really changing lives, or am I fooling myself? I had a surgeon side, right? And I tried to walk away from it a couple of times, right? Because sometimes you try to walk away and say, this is too much work, this is not for me. But I was, pulled back into, to basically the step one again and started, working with these guys and doing what I love to do. And at the end of the day, I started seeing results like Tobin and stuff, and I'll have him in a minute share with you guys a little bit about myself. I'll share with you guys around the premises of what we've built and what we have in the store that we built. So if you guys have a few more minutes, we can go around really quick. Sounds good?
Yeah, sure.
Any other questions in here while we're here?
I would just honestly, Eric, like I said, if the financial thing, it's a great program, and we would hate to see something like this not be able to keep running.
Oh, yeah, no,
You should seriously,
Yeah, absolutely.
You should probably look into this Prop 47
Yeah,
stuff, because
absolutely.
I'm assuming they are just looking for different types of programs that they can funnel certain people to.
Yeah.
And $95 a day, you got 5 guys in here all on Prop 47.
Yeah.
That'll add up enough for you to keep this thing running.
Yeah, absolutely.
And help people.
yeah, keep feeding the people and keep,
Yeah.
things balanced, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
And then also Opportunity House has just recently opened up a new food store.
Mhm.
We have one in Backville, we just opened one in Fairfield, and that might.
I've seen that one too.
Yeah, that
Pretty
might
big
be
one.
something that we could work out.
Absolutely,
Like clothing and whatnot.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay. So yeah,